from the streets of Cincinnati. Welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Single stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it till the beastin' know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Jackpot Joey Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the number 2 ranked college football team in the country, the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. All right, guys, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,396 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's try to get it rolling to 2,000, hopefully by Super Bowl. That would be awesome. Now, do me a favor, if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please go to Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription button, hit the bell for the notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively on the Super Chats, or should be in the YouTube channel, we're doing Super Chats. So you want to support what I'm doing, give me a Super Chat. I greatly appreciate it. It also makes it a lot easier when there's a lot of comments in there for me to see them, because it lights it up. So if you really want your comment read, give me a Super Chat. I will definitely get to it. I try to get to all of them as best as I can. Now, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys. I was planning on talking a lot of Bearcats today, but First Take decided to change that, and I got to give a shout out to my man James Rapine, who brought this to my attention on his live Q&A earlier today on how they're trying to make a big deal about what the hell Logan Wilson said. To me, it's not. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's get to the guest I have today. He's none other than Josh. He's from Back Row Bengals and Back Row Cincinnati. Josh, what's going on, my man?
Jeff, it is a Beautiful Victory Tuesday. I'm so excited to be here. Number 2 in the country.
Boom.
4-2. Huge W against the Lions. Let's get it. Can you hear me? Can
I
everybody
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I
You
can
can hear
you.
me. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Loud
Amazing.
and clear, brother. Loud and clear. All right.
Awesome.
It's
So-
it's already talking. They already blown it up in the chat about Logan Wilson. Let's just get to I popped this up in the intro by accident. Didn't mean to pop this one up. But it says, Anthony says, Houday, Jeff, do you think Logan Wilson is seriously Defensive Player of the Year candidate? I do. I think he is. I thought it was the one about, oh, here it is. Yeah, there you go. This is one I thought. What do you guys think about the guys talking about with Wilson? And have you heard the comments? Do you know what he said?
Oh,
Do you know?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I heard all about it. And I hear all this national media BS that we usually have to deal with every time that we, say anything whatsoever. And it's just ridiculous. Basically, Logan Wilson was in a press conference and he meant this as a compliment. He said he's
Yes.
a running back
Yep.
that can play quarterback.
I
He
have
meant
the
that.
quote. I had the
There
video
you
and
go.
everything. So this is the question. It was from I think Chelsea from the Cincinnati Enquirer, and he said, she said, what does it take to stop or slow down Lamar Jackson? And this was his answer.
I mean, he's a running back that also plays quarterback. I think he's very dynamic. You just got to contain him as best you can. We'll get more into that game plan next week.
There you go. He's very dynamic. He's a running back that can play quarterback. He's a great player. Meaning, if he was just a running back, he'd be one of the best running backs in the league. But he's not. He's a quarterback. He can do running back stuff. I mean, and I agree with Nick here. He says, thanks, Keyshawn, for blowing this way out of proportion. Keyshawn, and I cannot stand Keyshawn Johnson, just to put that out there.
Neither can I.
He just says stuff, ESPN has too many guys on their television network that want to do hot takes and just say crap to piss everybody off and blow stuff out of proportion.
If Keyshawn Johnson can make Max Kellerman look likable, then man, you are tough as an analyst. One thing real quick, I really meant to wear my Jackpot Joey hat so badly, and I really wanted to. I left it at my office because I use it as like a little thing to keep on my desk, and I rushed out of work today and I left it. But I mean, it's just normal national media stuff that we have to deal with as Cincinnati fans. I mean, we got to deal with it with the Bearcats. We're dealing it now with the Bengals. It's just they blow it out of proportion. Even Logan Wilson, it got blown so out of proportion that he had to go on Twitter and make a comment on it. And that's ridiculous.
It's stupid. And
it's stupid.
It was a compliment.
It was a compliment.
I mean, Keyshawn Johnson, like I said, only reason I know about it because James Rapine had it on his Q&A earlier today. And if you guys want to go after my show, go check out James's Q&A. It was awesome. But Keyshawn's on there like, oh, we're going to get 55. Like, dude, you're not even playing.
You're not playing.
You're not playing.
No.
There's no week. You're not playing. This has nothing to do with you. It was a compliment. You are blowing it way out of proportion. It's, oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
It's anything with Lamar Jackson. Oh, if you say the word running back with anybody, they're like, oh, well, you don't think he's a quarterback? No. Basically, he plays, he's good enough to play two different positions. Hell, he can probably put him a wide receiver. He'd probably be one of the best wide receivers in the league, too. He's a hell of an athlete. It was a compliment, you idiot.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson really is a phenomenal athlete. I mean, as much as I doubted him when he got into the league, now, I mean, he's definitely shut me up. He's a generational talent. And Logan Wilson knows that, considering the fact that Logan played against him twice last year. I mean, he knows that. So, I mean, it got blown way out of proportion. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I don't know why I think it's because they're trying to build more of a national narrative behind this game, even though it kind of already has a lot. I mean,
it should get flipped to Sunday night, in my opinion, to be honest.
It probably definitely should. It's going to be must watch television. It's the best part of our team versus the best part of their team. Our run defense versus their run offense. It's already got enough. So, and it's going to be a great one. It's going to be tough, but I do think this Bengals team can pull it out.
It's going to be a 1 or 2 score either way, win or loss. We're either going to win it by 1 score or we're going to lose by 1 score. It's going to be a close game. And just like Nick said, he said he thought that Lamar was going to be a bust. I never thought he was going to be a bust, but I never thought he'd be this good. And I said this at the beginning of the season this year, that the key to stopping Lamar is to make him throw the ball. Well,
Mhm.
this year he's proved me wrong. He's got one of the best percentages or accuracy percentages in football. So he's even upped that up. So I mean, it makes it.
Yeah.
He's really. I mean, this year he right now, in my opinion, he's the MVP of the NFL because as many injuries as the Ratbirds had, he is their offense. He is their team. If they don't
Right.
have him, they're nothing.
Right. So then that goes to how long can they keep this model up of the Ravens offense? You're right. They've had so many injuries, more than Cleveland has, and they're still taking care of business. And I think that goes back to how good John Harbaugh is as a coach, as opposed to his brother, who I think is terrible at head coaching. But it goes to that. But how long can Lamar Jackson keep getting these 300, 400-yard games by himself?
Right.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I hope he doesn't continue it on Sunday, and I
Yeah.
hope it does come crashing down.
Exactly.
But it's he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal, and that's where we're going to have to step up our game. And I mean, but to be fair, that's the best part of our game. Our defensive line, our run defense has been the best part about the Bengals as of right now. When the offense has gotten nothing going, especially when we went 3 and out for 3 straight drives in the first half against the Lions. Who has been there? The defense, the defensive line. They've been just getting stop after stop after stop. And absolutely, I'd much rather have them throw it. So we're
Yeah,
gonna,
I
in
agree
order
with
to
that.
do
I
that,
still take my chances on that.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. In order to do that, we're going to have to stop that run game. We're going to have to keep him in the pocket. If he's going to flush out, he's got to flush out through the middle. He can't be going side to
Right.
side because
Yes.
if he gets out in open space, it's going to be very, very hard to tackle him.
Send him
But
up the middle. Send him to Obi-Wan Kenobi and DJ Reader and all those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Send them up through the big boys. But that's one thing that Duke Tobin did that I thought was way overshadowed. They drafted and they signed to stop one thing,
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
That's
That's who
what
they
this whole
did
defense
to stop him.
Yes, that's what this whole Lou Anarumo has schemed this defense for. This whole defense is set to stop one guy, and that is Lamar Jackson. And
Right.
and like Cap said yesterday, I'm tired of being on the Bengals being on Lamar's highlight film. So hopefully that'll stop.
Yeah.
But I do want to get some stats out of for Trey Hendrickson. Through week 6 of this season, he has 5.5 sacks and 11 quarterback hits. He's getting more pressure on quarterbacks than we've had in a while, and I think that's gonna make a difference, especially if, like you said, if we can flush him in. Hendrickson comes to the outside, he moves in, and he comes toward DJ Reader and Larry Obi-Wan Kenobi and all those guys. It might be a different story, but that's to me, that's what's got to happen. And our secondary has got to play really well because let's be honest, their wide receivers really aren't that good. I mean,
They're not great.
They're good. I'll put it this way. They're good. They're not great. They don't have an elite wide receiver. And I think Chidobe and Hilton and all these guys can shut them down, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think just being able to shut down the run is just going to be so important. And I think honestly that's a narrative that is going to be played out, and all Bengals fans knows like if we're able to stop this run, we're going to be doing okay on Sunday. And just we're going to have to flush them through the middle. It's going to be, and no pun intended, Royal Flush Terry coming up as said that.
Terry says one of my biggest concerns besides Lamar is Burrow and the Ravens linebackers. Burrow has had a couple of issues recognizing linebackers coverage, and the Ravens have built a long legacy on their linebacker play. Which he's got a point on that because
it's fair. It's absolutely accurate.
Burrow in his interceptions that I've noticed, he gets locked in. And he gets locked in on one wide receiver. I don't know why he does it. He doesn't do it every time. But when he does it, the linebackers are watching him and they're jumping the route. So, and the Ravens are going to do that. So he's definitely got to watch that and make sure he constantly doesn't do that in this game.
Yeah, those 5 to 10 yard routes over the middle is where Joe likes to make a lot of his money. And that being said, though, he keys up on his receivers. Like, okay, now I got Tyler Boyd, I got T. Higgins coming across, or I got Jamar Chase coming across. So what we have to do as an offense is play design around that. Okay, how can we go over the middle and not have so many linebackers over there? Or how do we get them in press coverage? Because if you get man coverage of a linebacker on Tyler Boyd, I like that matchup a lot. But you can't be keying in.
I'm curious if this is going to be the week that they try to double team Chase, because eventually somebody's going to double him.
They have to.
And when that happens, I think T and TB are going to eat. And it might be this
Yeah.
week. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. In all, as much as we love Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, it's really been the Jamar Chase show. And
Absolutely.
he hasn't been, Tyler Boyd hasn't been getting the ball enough. He only got 3 targets. He got 1 catch in the Lions game. Now, it was a big catch. It was a 3rd down conversion. But we need to get Tyler Boyd more involved in this offense. He is too good to not be doing that. Now, you did see a lot more of misdirection in the Detroit game than we've seen in a long time from Zach Taylor. And I think that's him learning that we can't have this so predictable offense all the time. And we got to get Tyler Boyd involved and we got to get T. Higgins involved. There's too many weapons on this offense to
No.
not get them involved. So we get,
Yeah, I love that Chris Evans got in. To me, Chris Evans is running back too for the rest of the season. I think because he just nothing against Samar J's good, but Chris Evans can do so much stuff. Plus, he's probably the best blitz package picker upper, however you want to say it, as far as the running backs go. I mean, he's Geo 2.0. I mean, he literally is.
Yeah, he's Geo, but he's faster and he can catch in deep balls. And it's just Chris Evans is too good to not be on the field more than he is right now. And he showed that against Detroit. And I think making that catch, making a couple blocks in pass coverage, he did all of the right things against Detroit. So hopefully that'll turn into more touches. And it's just, I mean, God, if we can get him on a fly pattern, and now the secondary's got to worry about the running back going on a fly.
Yeah,
I mean, how can anybody in the league stop us?
That's what I keep saying. That's the thing that excites me. The defense is playing so good. Our offense is still yet to reach its full potential, I think. Anthony's here says, what's your guys' prediction for the Bengals record against the division when the year is over, assuming everyone stays healthy? Well, I'll just go by what I said at the beginning of the year. I had to split with everybody, to be honest. That's the way I had it. Honestly, right now, I think we're going to sweep the Squealers. And if Baker is out, which he's possibly getting shoulder surgery, which I don't think them losing him is huge. But I mean, he is their quarterback, and you have to play a backup. Hell, we might sweep them too. So I think this division, the way it's looking right now, we're on week 6. It's just going to come down to the Bengals and the Ratbirds.
Absolutely, I think this game is just so important because I mean, when you look at it, let's just say the Bengals get a win here. They're 2-0 in the division, and then also on top of that, 2 of those games are away games. So we've knocked out 2 away games just like that, and we're 2-0 in the division. That's better than anybody else in the division can say. Now, I mean, it's no easy task, but to me, I think this division is way up for grabs. We've seen both sides of Baltimore. We've seen Baltimore when they've showed their prowess and they showed how good they are against the Chiefs. And they absolutely did against the Chargers. But then we've also seen them very, very beatable when they played the Lions, and they really shouldn't have won that game. I forget who else they played, but they looked.
Oh, the Ravens shouldn't. You talking about the Ravens beating the Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They should. I've said this. The play clock ran out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like by a lot. It wasn't even close.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing is how long can the Ravens keep holding up this model and expecting it to work? Now, I mean, they flex their muscle against the Chargers. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson keeps throwing his Superman cape on and making plays. Eventually, you're hoping that's going to run out, and hopefully it's this week. Now, Anthony has another good point that with Ronnie Staley out this week, Hendrickson is going to feast on the edge, and that's right there. That goes to exactly what you're saying, Josh, about getting after him and hopefully at least pushing him to the middle. And if everybody in the middle stays in their lanes and stays contained, you keep Lamar in there. Like I said, I want to make him throw the ball. I'll take my chances on that. But he is throwing the ball really, really well right now. So
yeah. But here's the thing, though: if he beats us, if he beats us throwing the ball, I'm just gonna tip your cap. He just beat us through the air.
Yes,
but if he's beating us on the ground, then that means we are not playing our assignment football because it's all gonna be about setting that edge as a defensive end. When I was playing football, my dad always told me when you're playing end, you keep that outside shoulder free. And if we get sucked inside and they move it out to the side, they go outside, they're going to take a 30, 40-yard gains. And we got to do what Lou Anarumo, who has tried to do quite a bit, and now you're seeing the success out of it this year, is minimize those giant chunk plays. So take that 40-yard gain and make it a 20-yard gain. That 20-yard gain, make it a 10-yard gain. Minimize. Make them snap the ball again. So, I mean, if we can do that and we can keep that edge set, I think this defense is going to do pretty good.
Exactly. Now, Natty's got a pretty good question here.
Yep.
Which people keep talking about Tate. And he says, Josh, do the Bengals overrate Tate? I don't think they overrate him because they don't use him. But, I mean, I think other Bengal fans kind of overrate him, which I'm not saying he's bad. But
no.
let's be honest, T. Higgins is faster and he's more skilled. Now,
Yeah.
Tate, I love him. you
Yeah.
know, he is awesome.
Mhm.
I do wish he could get more playing time, but who are you going to play in front of him? I mean, people say, I'm like, you're going to drop Jamar? No. You're going to take TB out? No. He's like one of the best slots in the league. You're going to take T out? No. He's one of the best young receivers you have. I mean, who are you going to take out? That's the thing. And people have said moving at tight end, he has to be able to block, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just keep throwing him out there. If he's out there, you know it's going to be a pass. You know, you can't hide anything with him because I don't think he can block good enough to be a tight end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's something that we need to find. Like you said, I really like Auden Tate. He can go out there and make plays. Who are you going to pull out in our main wide receiver set to put him in? Now, what we can do, though, is some of those balls that are going to Drew Sample, you can move those on over to Auden Tate. Because I don't know why we love to throw to Drew Sample. You didn't see him as much in Detroit.
No.
But I don't know why we're throwing the ball to him. We've got to move. We got to get out of that. We got to be throwing it to CJ, and you know that's where we can get Auden Tate out in space. I do think Auden Tate is way loved by the Bengals fans. I think that's just a credit to us because we love our players, especially this.
He's a good player. He's
good. He's a very good player. What?
Yeah, just breaking stuff.
I'm just breaking stuff over here. So he's a great player, and you know if we can get him involved, I'd love to. But I mean,
we got a lot of weapons. We're going one football.
Got a lot of weapons. Got a lot of weapons.
And you've got the best rookie wide receiver in football right now, Jamar Chase, who also is up for Rookie of the Week again this week.
Again,
you might as well just name it the Jamar Chase Rookie of the Week award. So go out there and vote for Jamar Chase. I put it on Twitter. Anthony says, y'all think we should go after Marcellus. He's a center for the Patriots. I think he's the one. Did he get released? I know an edge rusher got released. I can't remember. I know there's some things going on with him, so I'm not exactly sure what it would take for the Bengals to get him. I would kick the tires and find out. It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think the Bengals are checking these guys out because I think they are checking out for another possible edge rusher too as well. So I would check it out, see what it takes to get him possibly. But I mean, I think Hill played pretty good once he got past his first 2 plays of the game.
Yeah.
I think he potentially could be our future center, but right now we're not gonna have 2 starting rookies in the offensive line. But yeah, I would mind checking it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, at the end of the day, for this Bengals team and for this organization, they should 100% never leave any option off the table. No option should be off the table for the Cincinnati Bengals. They should be looking at everything. You never know because something might come along like BJ Hill, where he's up the center or up in the interior of the defense. And we traded away a guy that's not even going to play. And if he did play,
I don't think he's playing for the Giants. I don't think Price is even playing for him now.
That is brutal. If he's not even playing for the Giants, that's brutal. And we got a guy that started for us and is out there making plays. So no option should be off the table.
Yeah, Duke Tobin flat stole him. I even told Duke that when I saw him down at the practice. I'm like, you flat stole BJ Hill.
Stole him like it was nothing.
Exactly.
And you know what? And one more thing, and then I want to get to this question, is that, we give the Bengals so much flack for, not doing the right thing and not doing this. What we need to do now that they are doing the right thing, is now give them credit for it. I mean, Jamar Chase showed that he was the correct pick for it. He absolutely showed not only was the best receiver, he was the best blocker on the field. Penei Sewell looked lost out there. Trey Hendrickson was just mauling him the entire game. And Jamar Chase, again, I mean, I don't even need to say anything. He's up for Rookie of the Week for a third week this season. That's absolutely incredible.
Just look at the block. Just look how he just
gorgeous.
Throws him. Just threw him.
And when you look at this block, not only was it a block, it was a violent block. Jamar Chase had violence in that intention. And that's what you want to see from this brand new style of Bengals, is that we're not going to be pushed around. We're not going to throw a lazy block. When we hit you, we're going to hit you, and we're going to hit you hard.
Well, the even better thing about that is Chase ran. I mean, he saw the way, and he was a little bit ahead of Mixon, but not by much. He ran to the guy. I was like, I gotta get this block, and he pancaked him.
Yeah.
So and people go and compare. It's so silly where they're comparing Jamar Chase to Penei Sewell. You can't compare them.
Oh, yeah.
They're two different players. Okay, I think Penei Sewell is going to be fine.
I'll compare him right now. Jamar Chase is better than Penei Sewell is at his position. There you go. I'll compare him. I'll do it right now. So I was saying is Duke Tobin and the Bengals organization got that right. They've had two really, really good drafts in a row. We're seeing a lot of those players stay here and a lot of those players making plays. So I think now, as Bengals fans, we need to give them that credit. Now we can say, okay, give them the credit. Now because they deserve it.
Well, I think he's even hit it on Jackson Carman. I know Jackson was sick last week.
I agree.
But he had one of his best PFF scores of the year until, got sick of Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah.
But that to me, everybody keeps worrying about the offensive line, and I'm like, if you actually pay attention, the offensive line is getting better and better and better each week. Jackson Carman is getting better and better. Trey Hendrickson is the one that is starting to worry me a little bit because, and I don't think it's a lack of physical talents or talent in general. I think his knee is still not completely 100% there. So that's why he gets a lot of veteran days off the rest of the knee and stuff. But I do think that he's getting there. And that's the thing. Like, dude, do you remember last year? Like, we couldn't even keep the same freaking 5 guys in there. Yeah. We've had basically the same guys, except for our guard, in every game this year. So
go down to Moeller and go pick up a couple offensive linemen. Last year, we could have gone down to Moeller and picked up a couple that were better than the 5 trash cans we were putting out there.
Right. And that's where I'm like, everybody keeps harping on the offensive line. I'm like, and I'll go back to one thing that Duke Tobin said, and I agree with him on this. And this also goes back to Penei Sewell. Offensive line is one of the hardest transitions to make for a college player to go for he's transitioning to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Carman is not only transitioning to the NFL, he's also transitioning to a new position, guard. So no matter if he looked like a guard, play like a guard in college, he didn't play guard. He played tackle. So he's learning how to play tackle, and he's getting better at it.
Every week you're seeing it.
And Quentin Spain, huge pickup. He is balling out right now. I think he might give himself a contract extension. You got
Absolutely.
You got Jonah Williams, Trey Henderson. They're all getting better. I'm not worried. I'm really not worried about the offensive line.
This group's getting so much better. And the thing is, I saw again another analyst said, that Burrow's taking a beating every day or every game, but
no, he's not.
He's not. He's actually not. It's pretty average, like what his numbers are. And you want to talk about someone that's taking a beating every day? It's Baker Mayfield. And everybody was talking about how great their offensive line was. And now he's got a torn labrum, not frayed, not beat up, a torn labrum. And they're saying they're going to expect for him to play. They're riddled with injuries. I mean, they're the Browns. You want to talk about everybody's like, oh, we're going to get Burrow killed. The Browns are going to get Baker killed. And I genuinely believe that. You see every hit, he's down holding something. And now it's his shoulder. He came out in a sling. He came out in a sling. If Joe Burrow came out in any sort of ice pack, anything.
Oh, my God, the Bills broke again.
Would go up in flames.
Right. Well, it's funny, last night, Monday Night Football, the Titans, Tannehill, he has been sacked going into that game, been sacked the most in the NFL.
But the Titans, they're great.
Right.
Oh, man. Derrick Henry.
Exactly. So that's what I'm like, our offensive line, no. And then this is the thing we have to remember. I think I said this, and a lot of people agreed with me. We don't need a great offensive line. We need a good offensive line. That's what we have. We have a good offensive line.
Right.
Can they become great? Yes, I think they can.
Yeah.
I think there's potential to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But are they there now? No. But they're not going backwards.
Right.
We're not having to replace guys because they suck.
Yeah. Right. We're seeing a good offense. We saw a pretty good offensive line to start the year, and they're getting better, and they're better and better and better. Blackthorn, it's always so great to see you.
Exactly.
Thank you. I thank you. I appreciate it. But you're seeing an offensive line. You said it. They're progressing, and that's what we want to see. We want to see progression. We want to see this team get better as the year goes on. And that was one of the key goals that said before the season is if Zach. I mean, it's really hard to believe that we were. I mean, all of us were having this conversation. A lot of us still are having this conversation. Is that one of the key goals in this of the for if Zach Taylor is going to stay the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals is this team going to get better as the year goes on? And offensive line through every single game have gotten better and better and better, and they look better and better and better. They got a really tough task next week,
Right.
but they're looking better. They look better.
The thing that cracks me up too is, and that you brought that point. This is another thing that I brought up at the beginning of the year is that Zach and the Bengals have to learn how to finish games, how to come back because there's so many games where they've been were in the lead and they would lose them.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened every time? And now everybody's complaining that we're a second half team.
Yeah.
Which I mean, yes, I agree. I think that I want the offense to take off and hit, full all guns blazing. Right,
everybody does.
That it's going to happen. It's trending that way.
Yeah.
But the things that we all said that the Bengals need to do to have a winning season is to, one, like you said, get better, improve every week, which is what they're doing, and find ways to win, not find ways to lose. And right now they're finding ways to win, and they're coming back in the second half. And this is what I love. And I love Marvin Lewis. I do. It's not. Well, this is a thing against him. He could not make second half adjustments.
No.
Zach Taylor makes huge second half adjustments. I mean, we scored, I think, on every drive again in the second half of that game against the Lions. We did that with Jacksonville. Granted, they're Jacksonville and the Lions. They're not great teams, but we're supposed to blow them out because we're supposed to be better than them.
Yeah, and we did that against Green Bay too. I mean, now bear in mind one of them was helped out by a score before the half, but you're absolutely right. This team is finding ways to win, and they're doing things that a good team does. So that means second half adjustments, winning when they're not supposed to, and dominating bad teams. And they've dominated. They went out and they dominated the Lions, who's a bad team. And this was a game that everybody in the national media had a mortal lock on the Lions money line, and we went out and blew them out.
Which was just. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
I don't understand. That's where I'm like, with the offensive weapons that the Bengals have. Yes, I know we haven't averaged 30 points a game like we thought we would. I think it's coming. But I don't understand how. I mean, people were picking the Lions to beat us by 3 points. I'm like, are you serious? They haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
I mean, give us some credit. What's going on? I don't get it. Anthony says, seeing Jamar block like that makes me so happy that our skilled players are showing effort down the field. I keep remembering William Jackson letting a Steelers running back run right past him on the sidelines for a touchdown. And that's what William Jackson, we all know, did not want to be here. So that's good.
No, I just want to comment on that, Anthony. That is a great point, and that is what Zach Taylor was talking about when he was trying to flip over this roster. Is he wants these guys in here to do things like that Jamar Chase block, to go out of their way to go help their teammate. And you saw, and during the sideline reports, is that everybody was saying that Jamar it looked like he just scored that touchdown because he went out and that was his touchdown. This team wants to see their teammates succeed. William Jackson III was a part of that old mindset that really wasn't here. And so we're seeing this flip over. And that is, again, another thing on Zach Taylor that you need to give him credit for. He's built a culture that this team comes out and they play physical, they play fast, and they play to the end of the game.
Well, that's the thing, too. People are so quick to harp on Zach when he doesn't do good. Guys, they don't like this about him. They don't like that about him. But when things start changing, people are they go find something else. Oh, I don't like his play calling. Like, good God, give the guy a break. I mean, we are 4-2. Okay, we're in second place in the AFC North. I mean, come on. Anyway,
and Royal Flush made a great point. WJ3 is struggling in Washington. That's what that mindset gets you. You're struggling, and he's on a Washington defense that is way underperforming.
Exactly. And I want to give a Not a shout out, but just let everybody know I'm trying to have a watch party this Sunday at the Scoreboard on Shady Lane Avenue here on the west side of Cincinnati. It's 3783 Shady Lane. So if you guys are interested in showing up, and we're gonna have a Jackpot Joey Strawberry Ice watch party. We'll be getting selling some Jackpot Joey gear there, and just come hang out, have a couple beers with me, and let's watch the Bengals hopefully beat the Ratbirds.
How could you not go? I mean, that is phenomenal. I mean, the Bengals game with Strawberry Ice. Where else would you rather be?
Right.
Where else would you rather be?
Worldwide, right?
It's gonna be live. Oh,
live. Well,
live
I'm not gonna do a show. We're just gonna be hanging out. I might do some live. So, Josh, are you gonna come, or you have to go work for the Bengals?
We're away, so no, I do not have to work for the Bengals. So maybe Back Row Bengals will be there.
Oh, snap.
Hey. You know, Iceman, we got to do a show live from a bar down here. We got to find one, and I think we just got to make it happen.
Well, I try. Well, I mean, we could go live from the Scoreboard. We could do something there on Sunday.
Ooh,
maybe we'll see.
I'll wheel out my laptop and my Beats pill. We can just play it live. That's all I got.
There you go. All right, Royal Flush Terry. Bengals social media wants to fire Zach after every 3 and out. Yeah, exactly. And with this week too, and yes, you say the offense sputtered, but it wasn't the play calling. It was the penalties. I mean,
penalties were bad.
There was at least 2 of them where we got a first down, and there was a penalty for holding. I came back, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there going, I know people are going, there's Zach Taylor's play calling. I'm like, no, they were making mistakes. If you listen to Zach on a halftime, he wasn't happy about it. He's like, this is bull crap. We need to fix it. Burrow wasn't happy. Those are the things. And whatever Zach does at halftime works.
Yeah.
They come out firing. And can you believe it, Josh? They've won 11 coin tosses in a row.
I'm befuddled by that. I really am. I'm befuddled. We got to keep sending Huber out there until he loses. Keep him going out there. I'm just saying, it's not a coincidence that he came from a winning university like the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah, baby, number 3 in the country. Let's
number
go.
2.
Oh, my bad. Number 2 in the country.
You're a week behind.
I know. What's wrong with me? Number 2 in the country. My bad. Okay. So let's get into that a little bit here. And I have people ask me this every day at work, or they tweet me out or whatever. Do you think they're going to let the Bearcats in? Do you think they're going to let the Bearcats in? I have no freaking clue. I'll put it to you this way, and that's what I tell everybody. If the Bengals go and win every single damn game and they keep blowing them out like they have been, I don't know how they keep them out.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's going to matter. Like this, these rankings don't, I mean, yes, they matter, but not really. The college football playoff community rankings, those are the ones that matter. We'll see where they put us when they come out. I'm curious, but I'm putting it out there to Georgia fans. I say, hey, we run it back with the Peach Bowl. What we do for the whole damn thing this year and see what happens.
Yeah. So, and I've gone back and forth at the beginning of the year. Now I am leaning towards 80%. They will let them in, and I'll tell you why. Is that the college football committee and those that are in the NCAA are and do work in college football, they're doing things that make you believe that UC will make it. And I say that one thing, the national championship trophy was on the campus of Clifton. I got a beautiful picture on it. It's on my Instagram if you want to go follow me. Josh Miller 46. Gorgeous. They're doing that. And I think the biggest thing was that they moved us inside of the top 4. Not at 4. Inside of the top 4. Number 2, not even 3. Number 2. I think that does it big because that would be very, very hard to move number 2 out to number 5. It would be very easy to move number 4 out to 5. So it's almost like they're acting like it. And say what you want. A bunch of national media people, I'll let them say whatever they want, but that showed me the biggest. That was the biggest click in my brain. I was like, okay, there.
Well, also, and the thing is, our players are getting notary. Like,
oh yeah,
Desmond Ridder is. I think I heard Cowhead say it today that he thinks he might be the number 1 player picked in the draft the way he's going. I mean,
he's playing great.
He's playing great, and he's getting a lot of talk for Heisman Award and Sauce. I mean, people are enamored with Sauce, which I love Sauce. I hope the Bengals can draft him. But I mean, and there's lots of players on the Bengals defense that are going to play on Sunday. There's a lot of guys on this team offensively and defensively that are going to play on Sunday, and they're getting more national recognition just as individual players and as a team as a whole. And that's, to me, that's what's going to play for the Bengals when they play a Georgia or they play at Alabama or something like that, is that defense. Because I'll put this to Kentucky fans. Because I don't know how many of you guys were out there tweeting me out or whatever and said, oh, after Kentucky beat Florida, Kentucky would stomp UC. I'm like, are you kidding me?
No,
I'm like, you played Florida. We would beat Florida.
Yeah,
like,
we would.
I think with our defense, we can beat Florida. And our offensive weapons, I mean, our running backs in NFL running back, our wide receivers at NFL wide receiver. I mean, we got NFL players all over on the field.
Yeah.
So and I went to work today. I said, you still think you can beat us? Even though you got completely destroyed by Georgia, who had to kick a 56-yard field goal to beat us. They're like, oh, that was last year. I was like, Georgia basically has the same team. We basically have the same team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a year different. I mean, they're older and stronger. We're older and stronger. I said, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be pretty close to what it was last year, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that a lot of the national media uses is that the UC doesn't have NFL talent. But, I mean, obviously, if you look at, like, people that actually follow the draft and actually do the math on it, it can't even be farther from the truth. I mean, and you want to talk about me, Ahmad Gardner, he's going to be in the first round. Josh Wiley, who's not even having that big of a year, will be drafted. Desmond Ridder will be drafted high. Darian Beavers, it will be drafted high. Joel DeBlanco is making himself a lot of money every single Saturday. Alec Pierce made him a bag against Notre Dame, and he's still playing every year. Jerome Ford is on fire. Just keep handing him because here's the thing. I want Desmond Ridder to keep staying in the Heisman race, and I want him to keep going. But the problem is what's working is standing there and handing the ball off to Jerome Ford. But I think that is kind of good because saving Dez, it's allowing him to, be a little bit healthier towards the end of the year. So that way, when Dez is starting to play his best ball, he's going to start playing it in the most important games.
Exactly. So we have a Ravens fan in the chat. What's up? Godson too says Raven Nation. What's up?
Raven Nation.
Welcome to the show. You guys we're gonna have a very good game Sunday. I think you're gonna lose. But
I will give no hate. I will give no hate against the Ravens this year. I think they're legit. I think the Bengals are legit.
They're
I think
legit.
it's going to be
Lamar
a good
Jackson.
game.
I can't say anything bad about Lamar Jackson. I do, like I said, we said at the beginning of the show, I think Keyshawn Johnson is trying to blow this whole thing up that Logan Wilson said way out of proportion because I think Logan Wilson was giving it as a compliment because basically, like I said at the beginning of the show, I think he's saying Lamar Jackson, if he played running back, if he played wide receiver, or played whatever, he'd be one of the best players at that position. He's that freaking athletic. And again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I said beginning of the year to hold him in the pocket and make him throw the ball. That's the way you beat him. You still have to do that. I would rather do that, but he is way more accurate than he's been at his career.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's playing his best ball. The Bengals look really good. They're the up-and-coming team. I think the AFC North is way up for grabs. It's going to be it really is going to be a great game.
It's going to be a good game.
I have no hate. I really have no hate. I think they're legit.
This is where I like to put it. Dislike the team, don't dislike the fan. We all can talk trash and have fun, but there's no sense in getting not violent, but
Well, I'll talk trash. I mean, I'll talk trash to the other two teams.
I talk trash. You don't have to get personal about it or anything like that. So, I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said before, I think they should flex it to Sunday night. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I think for me personally, as a Bengals fan, I mean, I'd love to see it flexed out just for the national media attention. But I think the Bengals have a better chance when it's not flexed out and it's a 1:00 game. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I think I still have that feeling from when Marvin Lewis was here and we can never win in prime time. I think I still have that. But yeah. So back to the Bearcats. Majay Sanders again. I can't even believe I didn't mention him. A high second round, maybe a low first round pick.
Did he get a sack this weekend?
Yeah, I think he did.
He finally got a sack because I know that was bugging the crap out of him. He could not get a sack.
Yeah. He did. I mean, it's this whole defense, and they're playing so well as a unit. And our other quarter. I mean, forget Ahmad Gardner. How about Kobe Bryant with that pick six, man? He looked bad. This defense looks so dominant.
We got two NFL quarterbacks,
yeah.
and Sauce. And I think Kobe could be. He's got a shot at being a late first rounder. I think. I mean, he's probably more of a potential second rounder, but he's got a shot at a late first round.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe Bryant, he's going to have to keep stepping up and keep playing really good, But, I mean, that's just that UC tandem of him and Kobe and then Brian Cooks at safety. I mean, they just are lights out. I just – this team's defense is really good. And I think that's why if you pit the 2009 team against the 2021 team, and I love doing this comparison because it's so fun, I think that's why this 2021 team is the best team in UC history and would beat the 2009 team.
I think they would too. I love the 2019, but you only had three guys that went to the NFL. That Pike, Gilliard, and Pete.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think. Oh no.
Well, no.
Kelsey on that one? No, Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey was that. Travis Kelsey was a freshman.
Yeah.
And
so technically he was on the team. So yeah, but I mean, yeah. So you had the two Kelsey boys, and they've had longer careers. And I forgot about you had Connor Barwin too. I take that back.
Oh yeah,
you had him on there too.
Yeah, and then our one All-American from that team was J.K. Schaefer. So I mean, there was one, and now this defense is chock full of them. And
we got guys that will play on Sunday, and as long as they don't have any injuries, will have a long career, I think.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. This team is so set up for success, and not only that, they're showing it that at the end of the day. And yes, you want to talk about one player that did not play as many snaps as last year, and that was probably going to be, where is that? The weak link of the defense. Man, Deshaun Pace is stepped up. That dude can hit anything on the field. And running backs running at him, no move will ever get past him. He's picking everything off. It's just this. I can go on and on about this defense. I really can. Well, there's so much talent.
The thing is, it's not. To me, they're starting off a lot like I think the Bearcat or the Bengals have. The defense has always been there. Throughout the whole year. I think the offense is starting now to really cook. It really started cooking in the Notre Dame game. I think it's really starting to naturate, and Dez is getting better. And the thing what Dez has got to do, and I said this from the beginning of the season, get off to better starts at the beginning of games.
Yeah,
he always seems like he's a better second half quarterback than he is a first half quarterback. Last week he was good from the get go. Now competition, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But still, he was. I didn't see the overthrown balls or missing on the deep balls as much as he has. He starts hitting those on a consistent basis. Hell yeah, he could be the number one pick in the draft because what other? I mean, it is. I mean, it's kind of a weak quarterback draft this year.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if we're talking about the Heisman race, and he's fifth out right now. He was third, I believe, the week after the Notre Dame game, but now he's the fifth highest odds. But I think a lot of it with Desmond is they're not using him as much. I think that's because it's by design. And I think it's because they don't want him taking that many hits outside of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I think that this team gets more national recognition and they get more of a reason to get into the playoff when Desmond is getting a 5 or 6 touchdown game. Now,
Absolutely, yes.
Our running game had 6 touchdowns and Jerome Ford had 4 of them in the first half. Suck on that UCF because they still can't shut their mouths. And,
they were tweeting out about our 2014 team would beat your 2021 team. Like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Who cares?
Right. Number one, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. You got your ass handed to you. Number two, they wouldn't. This team is beyond. This team is high caliber. They would beat most teams in the SEC. They beat probably every team in the ACC. They would beat, I think, every team in the Big 12.
This team right now, if they were in the Big 12, would be the highest ranked team in the Big 12 right now.
Oh yeah,
with Texas and Oklahoma, they'd be ranked higher than them.
Oh, they'd probably be number one.
Yeah. Georgia hasn't lost a game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, they would be 2, but they would be more of a true number 2.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely would have to worry about. Well, they're going to let us in or not? Well,
Right. We wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, and Oklahoma is they're so suspect, man. I don't know what this love is for them, thinking they're going to right the ship and everything. Their defense couldn't tackle a JV team. They couldn't. They're terrible. They got so lucky that they benched Spencer Rattler against Texas. And I mean, they're
their
running.
freshman quarterback Oklahoma made some ridiculous throws.
He made some good throws.
Ridiculous.
He made some good throws, but can they? But again, it goes back to, can it be sustained? And
Right,
the way that
right.
Oklahoma's going, I would say no. They got a lot of really hard games ahead of them. They got Oklahoma State, they got Baylor. I mean, they got the rest of the Big 12, then they got a Big 12 championship. So they got a long way to go. They got a lot of weeks that they can lose. I don't think Ohio State is that good. I think that, I mean, they got 4 weeks of what? Maryland. Oh my God. What a program Maryland is. Oh, Akron. Oh God. Man, Ohio State's really busting out the talent. Give me a freaking break, man. Give me a break. And
I like what Terry says here. He says Oklahoma gets blown out at every college football appearance, which that's the one thing people keep throwing in my face. Well, what if you guys go there and get blown out? I was like, what's the difference if we get blown out or Oklahoma or
it's a weak argument
or LSU or Clemson, whoever goes there? There's been other blowouts of these Power 5 schools.
Yeah, it's a weak argument. It really is.
There is no argument there.
Right. You're right. 100%. There is no argument for why we can't be there. You're 100% right.
If you deserve to be in, you deserve to be in. All right. So let's get back into some of the Ravens and Bengals talk here. So what is your prediction on what is going to happen Sunday? What needs to happen for the Bengals to come out with a victory here Sunday?
So let's go back to what I said originally, that this game is going to be a team best versus a team best. It's going to be our run defense versus their run offense, and you got to win that matchup. And it goes back to, if you're not going to be able to stop Lamar, but you got to be able to contain him. You got to turn those 20-yard gains into 10-yard gains. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you can't go 3 straight drives with 3 and outs. You can't do it. You can't kill yourself with penalties. You can't have predictable play design. You've got to go in there. You got to get some sustained offense. You don't got to score every single drive, but you got to get these first downs. You got to keep this defense off of the field, because the Ravens are going to be running around a ton. This defense is going to be running around a ton. We're going to need them fresh. So those are going to be the keys to the game. Let's get Joe Burrow going early. Let's get Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins more involved in the offense. Let's get the ball rolling more. And then after that, I like our chances in this game. I think this is going to be a big measuring stick of, okay, here's where the Bengals are now. This is where we would like to be. And we all thought that that was going to be next year, but now it's this year. It's this year. And our defense has just got to keep playing exactly, how they are in the back half. Just keep playing. The defense is oozing confidence. Battle of defense, we will figure out how to beat them on offense. Yeah, I'm kind of with Tom here, but I think in order to do that, we cannot we gotta. Nick took the words right out of my mouth. There it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Third down's got to be a lot better. Third down, you got to convert.
Just in general, the offense has to. The way that first drive went in Detroit, that needs to be every drive in the first half. I think we get out there and we get out in front of them, we let this defense eat. And I really do. And it is. If we go out there and we beat the Ratbirds, it's going to be a lot to do with our offense, but a lot to do with our defense of getting Lamar Jackson off the field. And the thing is, I've said this, we said this earlier on the show here. Lou Anarumo has designed this defense to stop Lamar Jackson. That is the whole purpose of this defense. The whole purpose of drafting 3 linebackers last year. The purpose of getting Larry Ogunjobi up the middle and DJ Reader and BJ Hill and all. And Trey Hendrickson calls that to stop Lamar Jackson. I mean, he is the guy. Let's be honest. He's killed us. I mean, I'm not saying anything that no Bengals fans don't know. We need to stop it. And if you can stop Lamar Jackson, you stop the Ravens. Yeah, he is their offense. He is their team.
Yeah, got to get them uncomfortable, and you got to force a couple bad passes. You got to let this defense find a way to get a turnover. Get some turnovers there too. Get their offense sputtering. Just do what you can. There you go. Terry took again. There, you got a smart audience, man. I got to tell you what.
Terry's awesome. He always has good comments. I appreciate Terry on the show. Lamar doesn't do a great job of holding on to the ball. So turnovers, opportunities will be there. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And it's Lamar is always trying to create stuff. He'll never give up on a play. So that also gives more opportunities to knock the ball out of his hand. So that's where the turnovers can come into play here. And which, I mean, you got your Lamar Jackson credit. I mean, more often than not, he does make a play.
He makes play. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
right. He makes the plays. That's the thing. It's just so. I mean, you got to win the turnover battle. Have to win the turnover battle. So you can't be going out there. I mean, you can't throw 3 straight picks like we did against Chicago. Can't do
Yeah.
that because it's not going to be like Chicago. The Ravens are going to make us pay for it.
And it was very surprising how the Ravens just basically destroyed the Chargers. That was shocking to me.
Yeah.
And the thing, I'll put it to you this way, and that was the first time Herbert, or as I call him Sherbert sometimes, saw the Ravens, the Ratbirds defense.
Yeah.
Burrow's already seen it,
Mhm.
you know, so he knows what to look for. And now I didn't think they put that much up on it. So that does scare me of the way they played against arguably one of the best teams in football in the Chargers. But I do think this defense can contain him more. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just about that game itself. I mean, definitely all credit to the Ravens. They won that game and won it handily. But in the NFL, there's just so many more games that are like, you know, sometimes the ball is just not going your way and you get blown out. And even that happens to good teams. I mean, look at Green Bay in the first week of the season. I think that was a lot more of that type of game. Like, just nothing was going right for the Chargers. They couldn't get anything going. Justin Herbert did not play well. And then just kind of the ball rolled with that. Then they became one-dimensional and they could never catch up. So is that a testament to how good the Ravens are? Oh, yeah. But I don't think it was that big of a, you know, like shock to me, I guess. I'm still looking at overall the Ravens as themselves. So
There's another thing. Terry said this earlier again, but he said again the Chargers have one of the worst run defenses in the league. Ravens
and there you go.
had advantage in that perspective.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where I think the Bengals. I agree with you, Terry. I think the Bengals are going to play well against the Ravens because we have one of the best run defenses in the league. Because again, we were built to stop the run and stop Lamar Jackson. That was the whole point of this renaissance of the defense here. Nick says most Bengal fans want Burrow to force the ball down the field. They need to get Mixon wheels going early, keep the backers on their heels. And well, that's the thing too, is Bengals fans last year, oh my goodness, he's throwing it too much. We're going to get him killed again. This year, they're trying to do it more balanced and not throw it so much. They need to let Joe cook. I'm like, people, we're 4-2. What they're doing is working. Yes, they need to improve a little bit. It's slight tweaks. It's not a whole big different game plan.
Yeah, and you know, and Nick, to your credit, absolutely. I think getting the ground game going is going to be lethal for us. But I think it goes back to we got to be creative. We cannot be 3 straight runs up the middle, punt the ball. We can't do things like that. We got to be using all of our weapons, and I think that's a lot of what Bengals fans have said, especially with the play calling. But getting Mixon going early is going to be very important. He even said, and I thought he had a really good game against Detroit. Joe Mixon said he himself played average. So if that's an average
game,
Mixon game, I'll take it.
Right.
I'll take it. So that means let's get Joe Mixon going early. Let's get him to have a great game, please. So like doing that, yeah, I absolutely. I'm all in. I think could that happen 100%. I don't think that's really
the Ravens by 14. Mark it down.
Mark it down.
Terry says he's marking it down.
Mark it down.
Mark it down.
Right, get the pads out. Write it down.
Mark the tape.
Write it down.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a key too. I think putting Chris Evans out there and getting him more playing time is going to be huge. Nick says Chris Evans in the screen.
Yeah.
I that's one thing I've been waiting for them to do this whole season is get him going. And just if you look how good Chris Evans is, what the hell is Jim Harbaugh thinking? He didn't even play this guy. I mean, the way his skill set, dude, he could be a second round pick.
Yeah,
sixth.
Yeah, another guy who was an absolute steal, and he did have some off-field issues. I know his grades weren't that great, but
that's great.
I mean, at those types of schools,
he worked a second job or something to pay for his school.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a really good story what he did. I'm like, he just got got crapped on last year.
We'll take it.
It works. Yeah, it worked out for us.
We'll take it. I'm not.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Bengals, there, brother.
Exactly. Who day?
Yeah.
All right, Josh. About 6:30. I think we're gonna roll on out here. Tell everybody where they can follow you, what you got going on, your podcast, and all that stuff.
All right, y'all. So it is the Back Row Bengals podcast with Josh Miller. We do every Tuesday and Thursday. Unless I'm on with the Iceman, then I'll usually do it from here. Got a brand new job. It's going to be telling you about this. So I am now working for a company called the Hockey Writers, and I'm
Ah,
going to be covering the Columbus Blue Jackets. So if you're a
ooh,
Blue Jackets hockey fan,
I
going
am.
to be tweeting about it tonight. Jackpot Joey, come on, man, CBJ, the only Columbus team I'll ever cheer for. Um,
Right.
uh, but I've been following the Jackets a good amount. Played hockey all my life, so I know a good amount. Hopefully, you guys like my content. I'll be writing a couple blogs about it. And yeah, so if you want to follow that, I'm on Twitter at Josh Miller 1346. And then if you want to go follow any of the other writers or have any other hockey or any other hockey teams that you cheer for, go to at the Hockey Writers on Twitter and then thehockeywriters.com.
Awesome. Well, you definitely have to tweet that out, and
Will
I'll
do.
retweet it to tell everybody about it. That's awesome. I'm a big Blue Jackets fan. My son played travel
Awesome.
hockey forever, so we
Awesome.
yeah we did the travel. We went to Detroit, we went to Texas, we went to
Oh, what
Florida.
travel team was he on?
It started out as the Queen City Steam. Then it was
Oh my
Florida.
God, we got into a bench clearing brawl with the Queen City Stam.
Oh yeah, which team? Or which
I was the
coach?
I was the Columbus Blue Jack. We were the Jackets single A hockey single A.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
there were a
hilarious.
lot of different ones. Different. Yeah, he played. I don't know. He played so. I'll talk to you about that. Nobody needs to hear about that. But anyway,
That's
yeah, it was
hilarious.
fun. Anyway, Josh, appreciate you coming on the show, brother. As always, Hooday.
Hooday! Number 2 in the country. All right,
Yeah, baby.
Jeff. Always great to talk to you. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, buddy. Later.
All right, appreciate it. Bye.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Click my own self off. Let's get to a couple comments here real quickly. I'm gonna get on out of here. Terry, will they will focus on Chase, so Higgins and Boyd will be primary targets in this game. I'm waiting for that game, Terry. I'm waiting for somebody to start doubling Chase. They're gonna have to, and that's when Chase and or excuse me, that's when T and TB need to eat. Should we sign Whitley Marcellus? I don't know. We had that comment earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I'm sure they're going to kick the tires on it and find out their AD. We'll see. The Bengals they're active. I like it. And does Trey Flowers start on Sunday? No, Trey Flowers does not start on Sunday. Eli Apple has done a very decent job here the last couple weeks. So no, Trey Flowers does not start. Will he play? He might get some playing time. We'll see. But no, I do not think he starts on Sunday. So, like I said, on Sunday, we're going to be doing a Jackpot Joey Strawberry Ice watch party at the scoreboard on Shady Lane there in Bridgetown, Ohio. It's 3783 Bridgetown. So you could, or excuse me, 3783 Shady Lane. It's in Bridgetown, Ohio. You guys can check it out there. Josh might be showing up. I'll be there. Matty Myers will be there with the Jackpot Joey stuff. So if you guys are interested in buying any of the Jackpot Joey merchandise, you can buy it right there. We'll have it. Like I said, portions of the proceed go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Foundation. Not 100% of it. Portions of it go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Foundation. And let me get to the YouTube. Excuse me, the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They're Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Country, Cincinnati Reds, rounding third, heading for home, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and they can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound off later on tonight, so if you guys missed any of the show with Josh and you don't want to sit there and watch it for an hour, you can listen to it. I'm on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I would greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, we're at 1,396 subscribers. That is awesome. My goal, and I really like you guys to help me with my goal. My goal is to try to reach 2,000 subscribers by the Super Bowl. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice, about the YouTube show, about the podcast, and everything we got going on. Try to get to 2,000. I would greatly appreciate it. And as my boy, Jeremy D, likes to say, remember one thing and one thing only. And that is, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Hooday, I'm going to go watch Probably some NBA tonight, but probably most likely the Blue Jackets. I'm a big hockey guy. You guys enjoy your night. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite and stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who they, time to put your hands up. Dingle stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin'. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and